Good morning and welcome to my little world. It's getting lighter and brighter around here. The dolls are getting ready for Christmas and they're all dressed for winter now. I dressed 27 of them this week, and so I wanted to show you what they're wearing. And we're getting ready for Christmas around here because, as you know, Christmas is the best time of the year. So I love it when the weather outside is frightful, but the fire inside is so delightful. So let's get started. Shout out to Yumika and Tora-chan in Japan. They're going to be moving to the US next year. And welcome to everyone who's here. Let's see what Christmas magic is happening around here. Oh yes, and this week's sweater is this one. I designed this sweater and crocheted it a couple years ago, and it uses this beautiful mosaic pattern in the center, which I got from Tinna on YouTube, and I'll leave a link to her channel because she's just a wonderful crocheter and such a jolly, happy person. And so I used some of her mosaic designs to make this sweater, and I figured out how to put the granny squares together so that they all just fit my body perfectly, and even made the sleeves to fit just right. So I love this sweater, and it's a very cheerful sweater to be wearing today. So here's my entryway. We're going to take a walk down Main Street today. And I love this old Santa curtain. And we have snow falling in front of this curtain, which is actually my very favorite one. And we have these characters in front of it, which I also just love. My Victorian carolers and my snowman with a lantern. And then the train has a wreath on it for Christmas. And I actually did a lot more than just dress dolls. I have dressed Mainstreet as well. So let's take a look. So I have this lighted tree and some other decorative trees here. And then these are some trees that I decorated myself. They come as green trees, and I just used various ribbons and balls and garland that's made for these small trees. Here we have this little girl, and she is wearing ice skates. So she pretty much stays in the closet until Christmas time, when she comes out in her outfit to go ice skating. On my mirror pond here, I made this with a mirror that was on the back of my bathroom door, and then I put lights and silver garland around it. The painter is over here in a cap and scarf with a brown jacket on and a brown skirt, and they are working on a picture of Santa at Christmas time. Down here at the other end, we have these trees which I decorated, and these girls who are also going ice skating. And I got these ice skates were actually Christmas ornaments that I cut them up the back so that I could get them onto my doll's feet. And then this girl actually has shoes that let's see, are these? Oh, these are actual doll skates. So they have the skate part on the bottom of them. And she's dressed in this beautiful blue dress with white fur trim. Here's this tree back here that I used some ribbon on. And there's a snowman back there as well, and he's stuffed. We have this little girl here, and she's carrying her skates. So these skates I made by just adding a little wooden block to the bottom of some doll shoes. And so she's going to change into her skates because she's just wearing her little Mary Janes here. So she's wearing the mittens and scarf that I knitted for the dolls. Then we have this little girl, and she's very sweet, looks very Scandinavian. So she came with a sweater. The painter's actually borrowing her scarf and hat right now. But so she's wearing this tam, which is also very cute. And she is holding two dolls, which I made for her out of clothespins and pieces of wood and little pieces of fabric and paint. So she loves her dolls. And this is a cute little snowman lantern. And his lantern lights up. At the end of the park, we have this tree, which I had gotten. It's been sitting in the park, and I decorated it for Christmas. And I used these little wooden angel ornaments that I got last year. Here's another little, this is made from just a picture. And let's see, here's another, is that the back? That's the back. Another angel candy cane. I thought these angels were very cute, and I got them in different sizes. And these tiny ones fit in the doll village very well. There's some more. Some snowflakes and some also little shapes of these burgundy colored ornaments and a bow on the top. Above the park is the dress shop, all ready for Christmas. The tree that's standing behind the dress shop also got decorated. I had to get up there and take it down and decorate it and put it back up. Not a small feat, making my way around all these dolls and things. Here's the dress boutique window, displaying this pretty dress and a very Victorian looking tree, and a little sign that came on a tag. It says tinsel and fur. I have this lovely white wreath that I got. It's just a Christmas ornament that I put on the door. A sparkly tree. I love this little girl. She's porcelain. Has a really sweet face, and she's carrying a package and dress for Christmas. And a white bottle brush tree, and this really pretty laser cut tree that folds flat. It's really beautiful. Then we have the preacher and his wife, and she's wearing the black frilly skirt that I got at Goodwill around Halloween. She has some Christmas ribbon for a scarf, and she's dressed in a black cape. They have a tree in front of the church and this little creche set up. And I thought this was so cute when I found it at Hobby Lobby. It's ceramic, but the figures have texture that looks as if they were knitted. Here's the tops of the tall buildings, and I strung them with lights and some silver garland. There's an angel up on top of the hotel, and a clock, and there's a Santa up on top of the Painted Lady house down here. And then it extends to the tree over here, which also has some lights in it. And then we have this beautiful white tree that's decorated at the other end of the street. And I found a set of these ornaments at Hobby Lobby that are parts of the manger scene. And so I hung them on this beautiful white tree, along with some gold balls and red ribbons. It has a little tree skirt down here that I got at Hobby Lobby, and these are boxes that I use to store Christmas ornaments, and they also look lovely under the tree. And here's the topper. I like to use these poinsettia toppers. They're very lightweight and they clip on. They're easy to use and they don't weigh down the top of your tree. So now let's look down below, and we have a wreath on this door, which I made using various candy sprinkles and little tiny candy canes and ribbon. And then to put the wreaths up on the doors, I just stuck a pin through the doors because they're made of cardboard. So then the wreath can hang on the little pin. We have this girl who's wearing the dress that we have seen her in, but she's got some fur to keep her warm, a little blue fur cape and headpiece. And then we have Ms. Bunny, who is staying very warm in this lovely cape with a muff, and then she has a blue flowered dress underneath it. So she's staying nice and warm for winter. There's a little snowman on the porch here. And we have our hardworking boy who is still wearing his green sweater and a green cap, and he's carting wood so that everyone can stay warm and build a fire in their fireplace. The horse is standing over here by the pub, and he has some Christmas finery on as well. I put a little piece of fabric with Christmas designs on him, and my sister insisted that I needed to turn him around so that he could see, because he was just facing the hotel and she felt like he was unhappy that way. So we've turned him around so he can see what's going on the street. And then we have this lantern that lights up, and these two precious little caroling children. And again, these are some of my favorites. Let me move this doll. And these are some little statues that I bought, but they're the perfect size for my village. And so they always come out at Christmas time to sing carols and invite everyone to join along with them. These dolls are listening to the carolers. This elegant lady is usually in the dress shop. She runs the dress shop, but I decided to bring her out onto the street so that she could enjoy the Christmas activities as well. So I've put the little cape around her that I used with Snow White's costume at Halloween, and I just wrapped a little piece of fur around her head, and then her cape is just made out of a piece of polyester batting that I had, and it's got a little that was an earring closure that's holding it closed. So she's happy to be out on the street. And then this girl is wearing some of the blue fur, and she has a muff made out of it. And then here we have Babs. Doesn't she look beautiful? I just love how this dress fits her. It's one of the Four Seasons dolls' dresses, which is a little bit smaller than the other dolls' dresses. And she's wearing this little capelet and hat, and then this lovely blue dress. And she has a muff. And then we have this girl here. She's wearing a beautiful green dress, green velvet with red plaid trim. She has some fur over her shoulders and a little muff as well, the beautiful matching hat. And she's pulling a sleigh with a Christmas tree in it. So this is one of those trees that are the kind that I decorated at the park. As you can see, they just come as a green tree, and this one I tied up with rope so that she can take it home and set it up at her house for her Christmas tree. And then we have over here, of course, the faithful halberdier with his hat that I made him. I still need to put some ribbons on it, and this beautiful wreath on the door of the hotel. Now this girl is wearing a beautiful fur coat with a dress inside it, and this came off of an angel that I found last year at Goodwill, and I managed to take it off and have it fit the dolls. She's wearing a fur-trimmed hat, and she's pulling a little sleigh with this little dolly in it that I found at Goodwill last year. And she's dressed perfectly for winter in this little blue coat, and we put a piece of plaid flannel in there to keep her warm. I'm pretty sure I bought this at Goodwill, though it could have been Hobby Lobby, but I just love sleighs. I just love having sleighs in my doll village, and here's another one. This is like a wicker sleigh, and this girl is dressed for Christmas, and I made this outfit a few years ago out of this red and green striped material, and it has a skirt and top, and then the sleeves are just kind of puffed up that to make it kind of look like angel wings. She's wearing a little wreath on her head, and she's being pulled by this reindeer, which I also got at Hobby Lobby. And here we have one of the Santas, and I got him at Hobby Lobby. I had gone to find a white-robed Santa and ended up with this guy instead, and he just insisted on coming home with me. So I could not argue. He fits so perfectly into my doll village, and he's walking down Main Street here past this beautiful girl, and her outfit is made out of a tiny tree skirt that I bought at Hobby Lobby. And This is the woman and her daughter that are also usually in the dress boutique, and they've come outside today. And her top is also made from a smaller tree skirt that I just wrapped around her and tucked around her arms. And then I just have a piece of fur around her face as a hood. And then her daughter also has some fur around her face, 2 pieces of fur, and another little tree skirt that's being her dress. And behind them we have a snowman. And there's a wreath on this door. I actually crocheted this wreath last year and then added some decorations to it the other day. We have little fellow snowmen back here and this wooden tree. I also put some Christmas stickers in the windows of the painted lady. So that is the end of Main Street. It's such a lovely, cheerful place these days, and I hope you've enjoyed seeing it half as much as I've enjoyed making it, and am enjoying having it in my home. See you next week for more Christmas goodness. Bye-bye.